So understanding your insights, your Instagram insights, helps you to improve your content. It shows you what your followers enjoy. Your followers will tell you what they want to see more of. And remember, your followers are following you for a specific reason. And it's important that you know what they want to see. It also helps you to see what's performing, what isn't performing, and also to kind of make some of the changes that you need to. You constantly need to be making changes to your Instagram so that you keep up, that you keep fresh, and your content should change as you grow and as your audience grows. So I'm going to show you how I use some of my insights to create a post last week and some of the thinking that goes into it so that maybe you can use your insights to do the same thing. Okay, so first things first is having the right account so that you have access to the analytics. You have to have a creator or a business account. I like to have a creator account because it gives me access to more of the music features. You'll notice to see if you have the right account that you can see analytics. You'll see at the bottom of your posts, you'll see view insights, and that's how you know. It's in under your settings, so if you need to change and toggle through them, go ahead and do that. I think you need to wait, a week or so before you get full access to your insights. But once you've got your insights, this is what you do with them. Okay, on your profile, you tap the tab that says Insights. And then once it gets through to the next screen of your insights, you're going to tap Content You Shared. Okay, so you go and tap Content You Shared, and by default, it comes up with at the top, any post by reach for the last year. I like to look at the last 6 months because I think so much changes so quickly. So I tap that down and I go to the last 6 months. And then it'll bring up all the posts by reach, by default by reach, for the last 6 months. And you can see there the numbers of what are the top posts. Make a note of this because your top post is going to be different for what people saved, is going to be different for what they shared, is going to be sometimes different for what they liked, and the reach. So you have to decide what are you going to do again. If you need top posts by reach and likes, you have to use those insights. Okay, so here's what I did. I looked at my top post by reach to see what was my top post. And it was a quote by Brené Brown, okay? And it was posted last year in November. But now I know my audiences, and this is quite important. You have to know who your audience is. I know my audience is a female living in Joburg and Cape Town, and she's between the ages of 35 and 45. That's my age, give or take a year. So I kind of know that what resonates with a lot of women at this age are a lot of Brené Brown quotes. So the first thing you have to be clear of is who's your follower? What is your follower? Who are they? And sometimes age and demographics don't count as much as psychographics. And I know that Brené Brown speaks a lot to a psychographic and a lot of the emotional stuff that women go through. Vulnerability, right? So the other thing you need to be clear of is your content pillars. It's just a fancy word for your themes. What are the things that you talk about on social media? What are the things that you're known for? Some people it's cleaning, other people it's dogs, other people it's running, other people it's just their city. But what do you speak about? So my content pillars are about vulnerability. It's about showing up. Most of my clients come to me because I help them overcome their fear of showing up on social media, and I help them build a brand which is confident enough to do this and come on stories and live and speak to their audience. So I know that vulnerability is smack in the middle of my content pillars, and it's important that you choose quotes, memes, content that fall into those categories, and you don't just share for the sake of sharing. So I haven't shared anything from Brené Brown for the last 6 months or since November. So I think, okay, so let me go and find something. I found something quite specific, and you'll see that I chose something like this. It's a Brené Brown quote, and I'll read it to you. It says, "Staying vulnerable is a risk we have to take if we want to experience connection." Now, what I teach about is that you have to be vulnerable and show up in order for your followers and your community to connect with you on an emotional level. And that's what social media, that is the sweet spot of social media. If you can get that right, you will get people who want to engage with your content. So I choose something that Brené Brown has said, and it's clearly about connection, experiencing connection, and vulnerability, because I know that's still my content pillar, and that's quite important. You have to be quite clear of what you speak about, and your audience gets used to you speaking about the same thing, because that's what you teach them, is what your brand is about. Your audience insights will also tell you the days of the week and the hours in the day that your audience is most active on the platform. So I do that as well. I wanted to post on a Friday, okay? I wanted, you're sitting down, you just want something, it's been a heavy week, you don't want something too heavy, something you learn from, it has to be a quote. So I look at my audience insights right at the bottom, and I decide it's going to be a Friday night. But I also do a little trick to kind of see when people are most active. And what you do is that when you're posting, you go and you say you're going to post something new, you choose story, And then when you're on story, you slide it across to live. And right up at the top there, can you see there, it shows me how many of my audiences are live at that moment. And I could see at Friday night, at 8:30 at night, boom, there were like over 100, 120 people sitting on there just waiting for me. But I don't talk crap, okay? I make it quite intentional. And this is the beauty of social media, is that when you know what you're known for, and you know why people follow you, and you know what they need to see because your insights are showing that that's the content they love, you make sure that what you say in your caption really, really is powerful. So I decide I'm going to talk about using a scheduling tool. I'm going to give you some value and show you a scheduling tool that I use, which is later. I'm going to explain to you how I create content. I'm going to explain to you why, and how I'm going to talk about my fears and why it matters that between posting. So I give you quite a bit in the caption. It's not just a quote for the sake of a quote. I've got to talk to you, and I make sure that my language is language that enables you to talk back. I show you, I give you something, I talk to you, and then I ask you a question back. So I make it easy for you to engage with me. Okay, and then I post. I let it breathe for quite a while before I decide what to do with it. And you will see that your audience starts telling you, because your post gets shown to a certain percentage of your followers, and the algorithm sees if they engage in it or not. And if they do, it says, well, this could be something worth seeing. They send it to more people, and that doesn't go viral. It means that that's how you get the reach. And I started to see that I was getting the reach. Only then do I decide if I should share it to stories or not, because then I think it is worth sharing to stories. I know that the head of Instagram says, please don't share all your posts, all your feeds to your stories, because you don't want to see the same thing. But I'm selective in terms of what I do, because I see that this is a quote which could resonate with audiences and which is worth sharing with my followers. So I share it to stories. And here's what I did then. Knowing my audiences, my followers are pretty much my age, and we love our 80s music, I posted to stories. I add a great, awesome, emotional soundtrack from the 80s or 90s, because people are going to think, oh, my song, I love that song. But adding a song means that it has, instead of being 5 or 7 seconds, whatever, on stories, it stretches it to 15 seconds, which is quite enough time for people to take their time to read it, engage with it, kind of see, feel it, and then decide if they want to tap through. So it just kind of gives you more reach, because people have got more time. So adding music to your stories really does give you a little bit of an advantage. Just a little tip. A lot of people that want that kind of content, they're looking for motivational quotes. They're looking for, a lot of women are looking for empowering quotes. A lot of people are going, I'm vulnerable being in this space, putting my face onto Instagram stories. I need that confidence building kind of stuff. So I researched my hashtags. I didn't just copy and paste ones from previous. I actually did some work and used ones that were properly researched. So you got to do that. Okay, just to recap, your insights will give you the information you need to create amazing content. Your insights will tell you what your followers enjoy and what they engage with. Your insights will help you improve your content and get more reach. Your insights will tell you what content people will save, what they will share, what they like, and which content actually gets you more exposure. So you've got to look at all those different tabs. When you go into your insights and you go into your content, you can see what people are looking at. Use those top posts and recreate more content and more posts like that. If it was the caption that worked, if it was the image that worked, what were people saying worked, recreate more of that. Digital is all about test and learn. It's an iterative process where you see what works. If that works, try it again. And your insights allow you to do that. The last thing I want to say about your insights is that your insights tell you what your followers enjoy. A lot of the time you're thinking about stuff that you want to share, but your followers are following you for a reason. And if you don't know what that reason is, you do need to contact me. I can help you. But know what they follow you for. People are very selfish on social media. They follow it based on something that they get out of your content. You could be inspiring, you could be educating, you could be teaching them something, you could be just entertaining them every day with something. But people are following you for a reason, and you need to know what content works so that you can give more of that. It's not about saying, hey guys, what do you want to see more of? You've got the insights. Use them to see what people want to see. But please try to be obsessed with your followers in a way that you just want to create the most magnificent content for them, and use your insights in order to do that. I hope this helps. I'm sure it helps. Let me know in the comments, and thanks.